upang maihatid ang mga latest na kaganapan.
Mga balitang dapat ninyong malaman. Ito ang DWIZ Balita. Mas todong pagbabalita. DWIZ Balita.
Paghahati sa lalawigan ng Palawan, nilagdaan na ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Detalye mula kay Patrol 9, J. Mark Tagala.
Inaprobahan na ni Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte ang Republic Act 11am-12nn o ang batas na naghahati sa lalawigan ng Palawan. Sa ilalim nito, itatatag ang mga bagong lalawigan na tatawagin Palawan del Norte, Palawan del Sur at Palawan Oriental. Isa sa ilalim sa Palawan del Norte ang mga bayan ng Coron, Culyon, Busuanga, Linupacan at ang mainland El Nido, gayon din ang Taytay na siya naman magiging kabisera nito. Magiging sentro naman ng lalawigan ng Palawan Oriental ang mga bayan ng Rojas at San Vicente kung saan sakop nito ang Araceli, Dumaran, Puyo, Agutaya, Magsaysay at Cagayan Silio. Habang ang Palawan del Sur naman ay bubuuin ng mga bayan ng Aborlan, Nara, Quezon, Rizal, Sofronio, Española, Patarasa at Brooks Point. Siya naman magsisilbing kabisera nito. Kasama rin sa Palawan del Sur ang mga island municipality ng Balabac at Kalayaan na bahagi naman ng pinagtatalunang teritoryo sa West Philippine Sea. Inaasa magkakaroon ng equitable share sa paggamit at pagpapaunlad ng pambansang pondo sa loob ng kanilang terrestrial at maritime jurisdiction ang mga nabanggit na lalawigan. Ito si Patrol 9, J. Mark Tagala, nagulat para sa DWIZ, may todo lakas, balita sigurado, tapat na serbisyo sa komentaryo, numero 1.
Para sa karagdagang impormasyon at mas marami pang mga balita, bisitahin kami sa aming website www.dwiz882am.com at sundan ang aming Twitter account at Facebook page DWIZ882. Ako po si Kim Montano.
Balitang kapaki-pakinabang sa mga mamamayan. Inyong nalaman sa DWIZ Balita.
Maging updated sa mga balita.
Mas todong pagbabalita. DWIZ Balita. Mga isyong legal ay pag-uusapan. Bibigyang daan mga karapatang dapat ipaglaban. Sasagutin ang katanungan ng mga taong naghahanap ng katarungan. Dito sa programang Laban para sa karapatan. Kasama si Atty. Lorna Capunan. Laban para sa karapatan.
Okay. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Nandito na naman po tayo sa Laban para sa karapatan. Ito po si Atty. Lorna Pataho Capunan. At ngayon talagang karapatan ang pag-uusapan natin. Kasi, Jimmy, wala ka nun. Dapat nandito ka nun last Saturday kasi pinag-usapan hair loss tsaka stress. At ang mga sponsors natin.
Ako dahil ayoko ng mga ganyang topic eh. Pero
ang daming nakinig dito, lalo na si, yan, mga bibigyan natin mga libreng samples ang mga staff natin dito. Ng Novo Hair, no? Ng ating mabuting sponsor. Kukuha pa tayo ng sponsor. I'm sure ngayon nagtataka sila ba ano kaya ang topic ngayon ni Attorney Lorna? Ito, hot na hot po ang topic natin sapagkat hot na hot ang guest natin ngayon.
Interview pala siya ni Jarius kanina.
Oo, on the way here narinig ko na phone patch pala ni Sir Jarius ang ating guest ngayon, and we are very honored that she has agreed despite her busy schedules kasi isang 30 days na before the 2019 midterm elections, no? At busy po tong guest natin. Our guest today is known to everybody as Congresswoman or Chairman. Well, first, she was Congresswoman of the Akbayan Party List, Loretta Ann. Maganda palang pangalan mo. Loretta Ann P. Rosales, and she was Congresswoman of Akbayan from June 30, 1998 up to June 30, 2007. 3 terms? after which she was appointed as chair of the Commission of Human Rights, serving for 5 years from September 2010 to May 2015. Our distinguished guest also is being remembered as the principal lobbyist. Nung wala pa po yung party list, yung batas ng party list, no, which really aimed to give equitable rights to marginalized sectors. Kasama dyan, fisher folks, farmers, women, elderly. Ito po ang guest natin ay naging principal lobbyist ng ating party list law. So later, tatanungin natin sa kanya, paano ba na-bastardize itong party list law?
Hindi pala kay ETA, walang party list na yan. Ano?
Oo, at saka walang pupuntahan yung mga dynasties na gumagamit ng mga party list law. Okay. She also is the co-chairperson of the Philippine Coalition of the International Criminal Court. Napakalaki at napaka-distinguished na position to, yung International Criminal Court. Unfortunately, I think umatras na tayo dito sa International Criminal Court recently. And also, I understand she is also a founder of a foundation called Building Bridges for Peace. Nakalimutan niya. Sa dami po ng na-found niya na foundations on human rights and peace building. Dito nabasa ko rin na a German-based progressive foundation gave you the first ever award. You are the first recipient in November 2017 of an award from a German-based foundation for your contribution to human rights and political courage. Wow. At nakita natin yung political courage na yan when she was instrumental in the filing of a class action suit in the Hawaii District Court, making the former President Ferdinand Marcos liable for gross human rights violation. And we are happy to note,
unprecedented victory yan. Court case yan.
Actually, Jimmy, it is the only court ruling that has been issued favorable to human rights victims so far. And of course, we will learn from her the status of this court ruling, pero alam po natin na partially executed po to starting 2011. Okay. Mahaba pa ang kanyang designations dito. Chairperson rin siya ng Southeast Asian National Human Rights Forum. But more to speak about herself and the issues, I would like now to call on the Honorable Loretta Eta Ann P. Rosales. Please address our nationwide po to. May international viewing pa to, etc.
Well, thank you very much, Lorna, and thank you for inviting me and giving me this privilege of being able to talk to you and to all the others who happen to be listening right now. I think that you say it's nationwide, and we're able to reach, the different communities, church communities.
Yes, and especially the academe.
And beautiful, the academe.
And the academe.
Currently, because right now I'm currently they call it a special lecturer on sa De La Salle College of St. Benilde, where I teach global migration studies, and international political economy. So it's fun. I mean, I think that the academe should actually be integrated into the work that we are doing right now, more than anything else. And the faculty and the people, the administration, are quite interested in our pushing for more academic integration into the practical laboratory of popular struggles. Yeah.
Maganda yan, yung importance, lagi natin pinag-uusapan yung Jimmy, but before I preempt the discussion, mag-greeting ka muna sa ating mga nakikinig, Jimmy.
Ito na naman kami, matagal akong nag-absent, pero pag ganitong mga topic, gustong-gusto kong umattend. Kaya Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat at makakasama nyo kami hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali.
At nung sinabi ko na ang guest natin ngayon si Ma'am Eta, talagang feel ni Kajimi, no? Because Kajimi, siguro na ikwento mo na on air, no? At pwede mo ring ulitin ngayon na ikaw mismo ay naging victim ng
madalas ka ng banggit.
human rights.
Twice arrested, twice tortured.
Pero sabi ko nga, Ma'am Eta, Kajimi used to be an angry young man. Now he is an angry old man. Pero
Still angry.
Still angry pa rin. Okay. So, let's start with, mag-segue tayo sa discussion ni kasamang Darius earlier, no? At pinag-usapan natin yung claims, no? Parang, ano bang status ng claims niyan? The Hawaii District Court issued the first favorable ruling, no?
Yes.
But bakit naririnig nga natin, paki-explain ulit, bakit meron pang mga ibang places na may naririnig natin ng New York, na may hearing, naririnig natin yung mga recovery ng paintings. Is that part of a mother case?
Just to clear up matters, there are still around 200 pending cases na dinidinig hanggang ngayon.
Sandali. Siguro balikan natin yung ano ba talaga ang universe, no? Pag pinag-uusapan natin yung victims of human rights violation, no? Kasi binabasa ko tong Republic Act 10368, no? At dinidetail dito kung ano yung benefits, monetary and non-monetary benefits of these claimants. Sino ba talaga itong mga claimants? Are they identified?
Oh, yeah.
Ma'am Eta?
Definitely.
What process did we undergo?
Just call me Eta.
Eta, okay.
Actually, the first process that was undertaken was the what we call the class action suit. No, that was the first process, and in a sense, the class action suit inspired the Republic Act 10368 in a way, because class action suit started as early as 1986. It's so interesting kasi yung lead counsel
parang
namin,
post-EDSA, no? 86?
Oo,
Really?
talaga. Kasi pelikula si Bob Swift, yung lead counsel namin, Amerikano siya, he's a class action lawyer. Pinapanood niya yung EDSA natin. Diba? Pinapanood niya. Tapos naalala niya yung alien tort law sa Amerika. This is a 200-year-old law that says that despotic leaders who land on American soil are actually vulnerable to, civil damages that can be filed against them.
This is called the alien tort law.
The alien tort law. So, ang ginawa niya, pinanonood niya habang si Marcos ay kinakarga ng plane nila, ng eroplano ng Amerika na sa Hawaii. Pakasabi-sabi ni Marcos kung aalisin ninyo ako sa Malacanang, dadalhin ninyo ako sa Hawaii. Yung pala, dinala siya sa Hawaii. Diba? Yun, So, nung nangyari yun, nag-research siya at nakita niya yung alien tort law na pwedeng gamitin so that the claimants can file damages against Marcos who landed on American territory. So
magandang clarification yan because lalo na sa ating mga lawyers, no, you cannot file a criminal, no, or any kind of action unless it is in the jurisdiction of where it happened.
Yes.
Ito yung mga human rights violations nangyari sa Pilipinas, pero because of this alien tort law, naisip ninyo mag-file sa US where he was detained. No?
Where he was detained and where he landed.
And you started with yourself.
Kami.
Mga ilan-ilan kayo na?
Well, actually, nung nung binilang na, it had by that time, it already had cooperation of Cory Aquino's government. Kaya andyan na si Rene Sagisag, andyan na yung task force detainees, andyan na yung lahat ng mga human rights organizations that were there. yun na nga, CELDA was also there kasi CELDA was, at the time, miyembro kaming lahat ng CELDA, no? So, it was so interesting kasi we used Malacanang to be able to get all the documents necessary. So, 9,539 yung victims na nabilang. Except that, syempre, marami doon nagdoble-doble. Dahil it was roughly 9,539 that filed the class action suit before Hawaii in 1986, April 1986. By 1995, a judgment had been decided.
I'm curious lang, no? Sa dami-dami ng alleged ill-gotten wealth, no? Kailangan ba put up kayo ng filing fees dyan? Kasi billion siya.
Oh. As a matter of fact,
kasi deterrent yan. Kung minsan, tayo na mga gustong lumaban, takot o hindi natin kaya mag-file. No? Lalo na ngayon, maraming extrajudicial killings. Wala naman tayong pangbayad ng filing fees for damages, no? Did you have to come out with that?
Yes, of course. And that's a very good question, Lorna, no? Because by the time of course, when we won this in 1995, well, we felt that, as you would understand this, we have diplomatic relations with the United States, the Philippines, under Cory Aquino, and therefore, it was the most logical thing that when legitimate rulings, especially very favorable to victims of human rights violations, are decided in the United States, then you ensure that this is enforced in Philippine law, in Philippine courts, no? So we tried that. And so we filed this, and this is where the total ignorance of certain people in the judicial system in the Philippines was reflected. So when we filed this, and siyempre, suntok sa buwan yun, it was close to $2 billion, no?
Wow.
Kasi yung exemplary tsaka compensatory damages amounted to close to $2 billion. So when this was filed in 1997, sabi ba naman ng Makati District Court, ay, ang laki-laki naman pala niyan. So ang docket fee that charged us something like 400 million pesos.
This is not an original case. Enforcement of judgment.
Enforcement of judgment ito. Napanalo na nga sa Estados Unidos.
Okay.
Pero siyempre,
imbes na tulungan tayong mga victims, ang ating mismong regional trial court.
Yun. Filed, 400 million pesos.
So was it a lien on the case?
Yan. For 1997 yan. So it took so long. So we had to address this. We had to file before the Korte Suprema a petition questioning the 400 million pesos. Mga magsasaka nga yan at saka mga maralita, mga gagawa, teachers katulad ko. Saan mo naman kukunin yung 400 million pesos? Diba?
Hindi ka ba nag-contribute doon ka, Jimmy, sa 400 million?
Kasali ko rin sa claim.
Pero hindi sa filing fee.
Alam mo, it took 8 years bago
the Supreme Court
decision ang Korte Suprema. So, what Bob Swift did, naupo lang. Kasi, yan yung sinabi ko kay Jarius, nung kinukwentuhan ko si Jarius, nasabi kong ganon, alam mo, ang linaw-linaw sa akin ng class question, pagka ordinaryong mga tao na walang pangalan gaano, hindi masyadong pinapansin. Talagang hindi pinapansin. And so, hindi kami pinapansin ng Korte Suprema at ng Regional Trial Court. So, ang ginawa ni Bob Swift, he filed a petition, a complaint before, at the time, the Committee of the Covenant on Civil and Political Rights. That's an international treaty to which we are a state party. Diba? Yung ICCPR.
Yes.
And klarong-klaro that our violations, our human rights, our civil and political rights were being violated by the Republic of the Philippines for refusing to recognize a foreign judgment that we had won in the United States, which we wanted to be enforced in the Philippines. Nung final namin yun, nakita ng Korte Suprema that we were actually charging the Republic of the Philippines for violating our civil and political rights. So, madalian ng Korte Suprema na pumunta sa Regional Trial Court at question nila, bakit kayo nagpa-file ng why are you charging 400 million pesos? Dapat 400 pesos lamang. Diba? Ang dapat i-charge ninyo. So, dun.
Kasi meron rin tayong pauper litigant laws.
Yes, exactly.
If you cannot
Yung
afford
paupers
to
litigants,
pay, you file a petition as a pauper.
Yes.
Wala kang perang litigant para libre ng filing
libre.
fees. At ang abogado, ibibigyan ka pa ng abogado ng Supreme Court. But understand the context, maraming holdover justices pa dyan, no? Sa Supreme Court at that time, na Marcos appointees pa.
Exactly.
So that's probably why the delay.
Natulog. Diba? Tapos inaksyonan na lamang nilang paspas nung narinig nila na pumosisyon. Kasi yung Committee on Civil and Political Rights of the Covenant, no, came out with a resolution questioning the Republic of the Philippines for gross violations of the rights of the victims of human rights violations under Marcos. Kabago-bago pa lamang yan. Remember, no, that was still the part-time of Cory Aquino. 1997 pa yan eh. Diba? So medyo napahiya sila.
But was the class suit necessary when the government, the Cory government, already created
the PCGG?
The Philippine Commission on Good Government, no? Parang, how do you reconcile? Kasi hanggang ngayon, ako meron akong personal interest dyan sa PCGG na yan, because yung chairman, yung dating chairman, si Chairman Andy Bautista, kinasuhan ng kliyente ko na asawa sapagkat marami kaming nakita na dokumento na really he had transferred funds of sequestered companies and surrendered funds of sequestered companies from the Land Bank and the DBP to a small rural bank. So, dapat plunder case yan, So, marami talagang corruption ng PCGG.
Oh yeah, ang daming corruption ng PCGG, definitely.
Pero on the other hand, itong testimony ni Commissioner Defensor, Arthur Defensor of Iloilo, now Governor, lumabas siya in-interview siya, by Bombo Radio noong February.
Commissioner Kajimi ng
before, he was appointed.
PCGG.
Yeah, he was appointed by Cory. I think one of the first appointees dito sa PCGG. Ngayon, siya mismo naka-recover and he brought it back home dito sa Pilipinas, $500 million deposit sa Swiss bank. And glaringly, it was in the name of the Marcos family. At siguro kung openly sinabi niya yan, na ako mismo nagdala ng pera pabalik. At yan ay nakadeposito sa pangalan ng mga Marcos sa Swiss bank.
Saan pumunta yung pera na yan?
Inano niya, binalik niya sa Philippine government.
Sa Treasury.
And I think some of it was given to the Department of Agrarian Reforms and yung iba naging part and parcel nitong yung iba kasi sa foundation yung sa Areta.
Sa Areta.
So, ano yung Areta?
Hindi, what is being proven here, yung point na
may recovery din.
As a matter of fact, yung PCGG, maski na maraming corruption yan, has recorded, according to the Philippine Star, around 171 billion
pesos.
Ang recovery nila, 171 billion pesos of the suspected 530 billion. Maganda na rin yun, di ba? Maski na maraming nakawan dyan, merong recovery. At yung recovery will define na may nakawan. Ill-gotten wealth. And I think that's the most important thing that we have to ponder. Yung may nakawan and it has been proven.
May ebidensya.
Itong si Defensor is saying, he personally brought it back home, yung check ng $500 million.
Jimmy, ito ba part of kasi dito sa Pilipinas, yung mga cronies merong case number 1, case number 2, case number 3. So that is part of the Philippine case, hindi yung class suit.
Yeah, pero saka ano to?
Kasi mga pending cases yan, ano?
Recovery which was conducted as a result of the investigation of the PCGG na pinuntahan ito sa Swiss banks sa Switzerland. And from there, they found out that this deposit was deposited in the name of the Marcos family. And it was categorically stated by defensor. No, at sinasabi niya, last February niya palang inulit
Siguro, kailangan kasi baka makukonfuse yung mga tao about that, no? So, iklaro lamang natin. Itong class action suit was filed in Hawaii.
In Hawaii.
Correct.
Okay? So, U.S. courts have jurisdiction over the proceedings and whatever results there are. This is to be, kasi ito yung klinaro ko kay Jarius diba? On the other hand, the first executive order of the Cory Aquino government was to set up the PCGG.
That's correct.
In order to look for ill-gotten wealth.
Not only of the deposed dictator, but of cronies.
Of cronies.
Kanya pending lahat siya.
Pending na. So, at tuturi naman, so in that one, dito sa PCGG order na ito, talagang all sequestered, all ill-gotten wealth, isi-sequester nila. And nung nagkaroon ng batas, yung Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law, sinabi na lahat itong properties ni Marcos, sequestered items, should go to the development of the Agrarian Reform Program. So, klaro yun. That's the second point, di ba? Tapos, the third section that should also be underscored is the fact that we came up with a law, which is the Republic Act 10368, that says that 10 billion pesos of the money that has been collected very recently, I mean, at that time, it was about money that went to yung 658 million dollars yung nailipat noong 1997 from the dummy foundations of Marcos.
Ito nakalagay dito sa batas, Ma'am Eta, is December 10, 1997 order of the Swiss Federal Supreme Court. 10 billion dito. Under 10, under yung sinabi mong 10368, no?
10368. Ngayon,
so saan na po yung 10 billion na yan?
Actually, hindi. 100, ang nailipat, ito yung napunta, it was at least about mga $500 million pa lang. Diba? Pero, nilagay ito sa escrow account ng Philippine National Bank. It was put in escrow sa Philippine National Bank. Hindi pa nagkakaroon ng final judgment yon. Kaya, when the Swiss Federal Court decided, pwedeng ilipat na ito because it looks suspicious. Diba? So, parang may criminal character yung accumulation ito. And this money came from the dummy foundations of the Marcoses. And actually, it was not even in the name of Marcos because Ferdinand Marcos was named William Saunders and Imelda Marcos was named Jane Ryan. So, yun yung mga foundations na yun. Okay, kinolekta nila, bagamat hindi pa na-finalize ang na if this is ill-gotten, sabi gano'n ng Swiss Federal Court, all right, we will transfer the money because it looks suspiciously criminally ill-gotten, but on two conditions. One, you have to have a final judgment that says that this is ill-gotten, and number two, a fair share of the money should go to victims of human rights violations. So, nilaban namin yan.
And so, nagkaroon ng batas, no?
Kaya,
okay. So, after our station ID, kasi nagsisenyas ng ating etong magaling na administrator, station ID muna. Then we shall go into fast forward where is what is the status because recently ang Solicitor General natin mukhang nag-flip-flop. Ayaw i-distribute, tapos i-distribute, so yun. And we will also segue into, kasi kayo, for both of you, no, Ma'am, Eta, you're also a victim of human rights violations. Yeah. Pag-usapan rin natin yung mga current victims of human rights violation in your stint as Chairman of Human Rights.
Laban para sa karapatan. Kasama si Attorney Lorna Capunan.
Patuloy.
RPN Jensen, Size 93 sa inyong mga radyo.
Kami ang mga estudyante ng Holy Trinity College of General Santos City, grade 11 STEM students. Kayo'y palaging makinig sa RPN DXDX Radio Ronda Jensen.
Niining panahon na, kinahanglan masayod ka. Masayod sa mga pagitabo sa palibot. Masayod sa pinakaulahing isyu o hisgutanan. Masayod sa mga bag-ong kalambuan. Mga karonda, ato kining pulsuhan. Dini sa programang Iya sa Katauhan. Pulso! Pulso! Pulso sa Radyo Ronda. Atangi, dini sa Radyo Ronda, size 23 sa dial sa inyong mga radyo. Gikan Lunes hangtod Biyernes, matag alas 8 hangtod alas 10 sa buntag. Kauban si Ronda G's Chris Ligaspi. In cooperation with Barangay Council of Barangay Fatima and Radyo Ronda 693 kHz RPN DXDX Radyo Ronda Jensen brings you 15 segundo, tatlong buhay ang maisasalba mo. Sali na sa 15 segundo, tatlong buhay ang maisasalba mo. A bloodletting activity of RPN DXDX Radyo Ronda 693 kHz in cooperation with Barangay Council of Barangay Fatima. Sali na para sa malusog na buhay habang tumutulong ka sa mga nangangailangan ngayong ika-29 ng Abril, araw ng Lunes 2019 sa Barangay Fatima Gymnasium. Kita-kita tayo para sa 15 segundo, tatlong buhay ang maisasalba mo. Makilahok sa 15 segundo, tatlong buhay ang maisasalba mo. Sali na! This is a corporate social responsibility program of RPN DXDX 693 kHz Radyo Ronda General Santos in partnership with Barangay Council of Barangay Fatima, headed by Punong Barangay Reynanti Curet.
I'm gonna trade my earthly home for a better one, bright and fair.
Mga higala o mga kaigsunan, aniya ang tulumanon, The Gospel Time, usak ka religious broadcast nga inyong madungog, matag-adlang Domingo, sugod alas 3 hangtod sa alas 4 sa kahaponan. Makauban ang atong program host, si Brother Samson Castillon o si Brother Billy Gripo. Dinhi lamang sa atong sibiyanan sa RPN DXDX Radio Ronda Jensen.
Heavy garments, I'll just wrap my robe around when
RPN Jensen, size 93 sa inyong mga radyo.
Babalik tayo sa
DWIZ!
Mga payo tungkol sa inyong karapatan. Tandaan ang programang Laban para sa Karapatan. Sabado, alas 11 hanggang alas 12 ng tanghali, kasama si Attorney Lorna Capunan. Laban para sa Karapatan. Laban para sa Karapatan. Kasama si Attorney Lorna Capunan.
So, balik po tayo sa discussion natin ng ill-gotten wealth at ang recovery ng mga claimants. No? Over the station break, sinamarize ni ETA na pending papalayan yung nanalo na decision sa Hawaii Court na gustong i-enforce sa Regional Trial Court. Hindi po na-enforce kasi may hingi ng 400 million filing fees, umakyat sa Supreme Court, natulog rin ng Supreme Court, hanggang nagising dahil inabla ninyo sa isang under the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights, no? Nagising ang Supreme Court at sinabi sa judge, hoy, magising ka, igagawan mo ng paraan yan, Dininay naman ng Regional Trial Court, umakyat kayo sa Court of Appeals, dininay rin. Or is that where you are now?
Yeah.
Dininay rin ng Court of Appeals, ngayon nasa Supreme Court pa rin. Meanwhile, siguro marami nang namatay na claimants.
Of course. At saka not only that.
How many claimants are we? So you vetted all of these claimants because yung Republic Act na yan created a committee, no? And you headed that committee? For
9,000 ang
9,500.
9,539 yung class action suit na listahan.
Pero dito, yung finally, yung mga listahan na entitled to remuneration.
Pero bumaba na ito dahil sa sinulatan, hindi nakakuan, nag-transfer. So ngayon, we are talking about 6,500. Yan ang official. Nung sabi ko, nakita na namin yung mga iba, tunay sila. I can witness and I can testify na mga tunay ito, mga ito. Sabing ganun ng abogado na yung korte, final na yung list, you can no longer change the 6,500. Court ruling na ito. So ngayon, we're talking 6,500 for the class action suit. And then you were asking, Lorna, where is this money coming from?
Yes.
Okay.
Saan galing itong pera?
Saan galing itong perang ito? We've had 2 distributions already. The first distribution was in 2011. Nakuha ito doon kay Jose Yao Campos.
Jose Campos.
Yung crony ni Marcos na merong mga real estate sila ron. So ayaw na niyang magulo. Sabi niya, ibibigay ko na ito $10 million sa victims of claim.
So nag-settlement. Actually, yung Campos family ngayon, sila yung may-ari ngayon ng Unilab, no?
Oo nga.
At marami pang ibang interest. Buhay pa rin. Green, yes. Okay, so...
Ayun. So nag-settle siya, 10 million. So we had our first distribution na 40,000 kasi mataas yung value ng peso at that time, no? So 40,000 per claimant in 2011. Noong 2014 naman, noong 2013, itong si Vilma Bautista, secretary ni Imelda Marcos, dala-dala niya yung mga paintings.
Mga paintings.
Oo. So, may mga 200 collections si Imelda Marcos, no? So, itong 4 na paintings na ito, 8 years ago, sa UK, binibenta na niya. Tapos, patuloy siyang nagbebenta dito sa New York.
Sotheby's.
Oo, nahuli ngayon siya.
Sotheby's, okay.
Oo, nahuli ngayon siya. And one of his paintings was Claude Monet, no? Yung, napakagandang painting. So, ang bumili, yung isang philanthropist na ang yaman-yaman na billionaire na UK, ang pangalan niya yata Alan Howard. No, Alan Howard. Hindi ko pa siya nakikilala, pero binili niya itong collection of paintings na ito. Ngayon, nakita siya ni Bob Swift. Sabi ni Bob Swift, hindi mo ba alam na yung binibili mong painting na yan, ill-gotten? Yan mahaba ang kasaysayan na to sa human rights violations ni Marcos, etc. Natakot ngayon itong si Alan Howard, no? Sabi niya ganun, sige, pwede ba, can I just leave my painting? Can I just keep my painting? Kay Claude Monet, ganda-ganda So sabi niya ganun, I'll just give $10 million. Nagkaroon na naman ng second settlement. Diba? This was 2014.
So ito ngayon ang topic ng recent news.
Nabigay na yan. Na-distribute na yan. 2014 pa yan.
2014.
Na-distribute na yan. Ngayon, patuloy si Bob Swift kasi yung 4 paintings na yan, patuloy pa rin ino-auction. Diba? Isang painting pa lamang yung natapos noong 2014 na nag-distribute na naman ng $10 million. So, nakatanggap naman kami ng 50,000 pesos. Okay? Pero patuloy yung auction at pagbebenta. Marami kasing paintings yan. So, itong patuloy, umabot na ng 2019 sa New York. At dahil dito sa ginagawa ng pagbebenta ni Vilma Bautista, nahuli siya ngayon ng US authorities at inimbestiga, prinosecute at kinonvict. So, nakakulong ngayon siya.
And the paintings are still being sold.
But are still being sold. So, nagkaroon ng interpleader settlement.
Si Mr. Swift.
Doon sa New York. And ang judge dito na ngayon, yung si Judge Faila. So, Faila yata. So, finally, dito sa na ito.
2019 na tayo ngayon, ano?
2019 na. So, pangatlo na ito. Nung January, nagkaroon ng decision na magkaroon ng settlement. So, included dito ang PCGG, kasi meron naman silang meron silang lawyers sa New York to represent them. So, andun ang PCGG, nandun ang claimants, class action, nandun din yung si Roger Rojas Estate ng Buddha Corporation, diba? Golden Buddha Corporation. Tapos pati naman itong convicted na si Bautista, nandun pa rin, no? Convicted na siya, pero kasama siya doon sa interpleader settlement. Okay. So, yung January...
Ang defense nila is this is not ill-gotten.
This is not ill-gotten.
Okay.
So, nung March 28th
of this year,
okay, nag-ruling na ang court. At sabi niyang ganon, ill-gotten ito, ill-gotten ito, dapat lamang talaga makatanggap ang victims of human rights violations. Nag-alma ngayon si Solgen, pumasok siya. Kasi nung nalaman nila, 13.75 million should go to the victims of human rights violations. 13.75 million should go to the victims. 4 million should go to the PCGG, to the government, and the rest should go to the Golden Buddha. Okay. Nagalit ngayon si Soljan. That is grossly disadvantageous to the Philippine government. Bakit 4 million lang ang matatanggap namin? Samantalang 13.75 million ang pupunta dun sa victims of human rights violations. Tapos, dahil ganon, nung April 9, sabing ganon ng judge, okay, let's just have a hearing and let us listen to the government, no? Bakit kayo nagre-reklamo? And on April 9, nag-hearing na naman sila sa New York.
This is just last week.
Last week lang. Ito lang, April 9. And then sabing ganun ng judge, we think that it is correct that this was worked on by the class action claimants, and that they should in fact deserve 13.75 out of under discussion ngayon is $20 million. So out of the $20
for one
million
painting? Grabe, no?
I don't know. There were 4 paintings eh. Hindi ko na alam ang specifics nito, whether, kasi yung first painting nakuha na nga ni Howard, no? Then the other 3 paintings were still being deliberated on. So I suppose that's one painting and $20 million was at stake here, no? So I don't know how many paintings there were. But on that score, sabing ganun ng korte, 13.75 is fair. That should go to the victims of human rights violations, and 4 million should go to the government, to the PCGG. And you have a representative who can in fact agree to the ruling because this lawyer is representing the Philippine government. So that was settled in April 9. And sabi ng U.S. Court, this is final and executory. So sabi ng Solgen, sabi ni Panelo, I don't think that the U.S. government has jurisdiction over this. Gumaganon siya, no? And then sabi ni Solgen, hindi na kumibo si Solgen, pero sinabihan na this is a U.S. class action suit. And all that we need to do is to, in fact, enforce it dito sa Pilipinas, no? Pero itong particular interpleader settlement na ito was ruled in the United States. So it is the U.S. court that should determine kung paano ang hatian dito.
Because the sale took place in the United States. Iba yun eh. Iba yung first case na the human rights violations occurred in the Philippines.
Yes.
But the accused was in the States. Now, ito everything happened in the US.
In the United States. And all the
so, we expect that to be a favorable decision. And my question now here is, aren't you, meron bang, kasi sa mga nakikinig, baka sabihin nila sobra naman yan, tagal-tagal na nangyari yan, yung human rights violation na yan. Mas maraming if you're talking about universe then of 6,500 remaining, ang present count ng present administration and alleged extrajudicial killings and violation of human rights is how many, Jimmy?
Iba-iba yung figure Yung sa church, ang sabi ni Bishop Legaspi, mga 30,000.
So you're talking of 30,000 present victims.
Pero yung police
human
record,
rights.
iba, no?
Iba ang police record because ang nangyayari ngayon, shoot to kill na nobody, in fact, that's one way of declogging the courts. No, wag mo nang parating sa korte.
Actually, I think that we should.
How do we? I mean, as an ordinary listener, iisipin ko, napakaswerte nyo naman. Kami ngayon
hindi lang swerte. Pati yung mga violation of human rights panahon ni Cory, ni Ramos, ni Erap, ni Gloria, hindi naman naminto at lumaki lalo.
That is correct because as chairperson of the Commission on Human Rights, I'm sure you know that statistic, no? And that in fact wala nang count ngayon ang tao hindi na tao, statistic na lang statistics na lang ang trato sa tao, no? Because it has never stopped from the martial law days to present, no?
Yeah, exactly. Kaya nga when I was Akbayan representative sa House, no? I remember that ginaban namin talaga human rights laws, panay human rights laws. And Heidi Yorak, when she was still alive, helped me, in fact, dun sa pagpa-file namin, nung as principal author, at marami rin si Edsel Lagman, marami kaming nagtulong-tulong, no? Si Saturo Campo came a bit later, pero kasama rin yan, no? And we came up with 10368 as the final law. Diba? So, yun pinaglaban namin. At ang ibig sabihin lamang nito, ngayon, nakakuha kami ng 10 billion pesos because this is the law. Iba yan sa class action, ha? Ito yung 10 billion through the passage of Republic Act 10368.
At this was with reference to the Swiss accounts, no? Yun.
That includes both monetary and non-monetary reparation. Ngayon, that is still being completed through the CHR kasi yung claims board nagsara na. No? And meron pang mga nalalabing mga victims that are still going to get this up to the end of the month. Ang total count naman ng mga victims dito sa Republic Act 10368 na dinistribute yung 10 billion pesos was 11,537. Ngayon, yung tanong mo, parang ang liit naman ito, ang daming mga ibang usapin yung context ng today. Ibang usapin yung noon. Ang mahalagang nakita natin siguro is that both the class action suit is the first human rights class action in the whole world, no? Na nagiging modelo dapat through all others.
That is correct. In fact, to your credit, it is the first and probably still the only favorable ruling, no?
So far
against Marcos and the cronies.
So napakahalaga nun. At malaking tulong talaga yung mga abogado and everybody who helped there. Yung second one naman, itong Republic Act 10368 is the only law in the entire Asia where it has held the state accountable for human rights violations committed. And napakahalaga rin ito because this time the state is accountable. Kailangan niyang gawan ng paraan para malutas niya yung problema ng karahasan na nangyari.
Magandang punto yan, Eta, because normally a sovereign state cannot be sued.
Exactly.
You cannot sue a sovereign state. Pero dito, napakita nyo na you made the state
accountable and liable.
Fast forward to present day, no? We always read in the papers na itong mga families of extrajudicial killings intend to bring to the International Criminal Court, no?
Yes.
These human rights violations. In fact, hindi lang human rights violations, including the violation of our sovereign rights, no, which is the China issue. When we found a former ombudsman and a former si Ombudsman Carpio and si Del Rosario bringing to the ICC violations of the present government. You are not only are you an activist,
China, no? Against China.
Kasi yung rights natin hindi lang human rights, sovereign rights natin. As a people, atin yan Sa Constitution, we own those lands. They belong to us, the people.
At ang sinasabi diyan with respect to what was filed by the Secretary of Foreign Affairs, former Secretary Del Rosario, and of course, the former Ombudsman, is that the destruction and the damage that is done to our natural resources involves, the rights of millions of Filipinos.
The deprivation.
The deprivation of their rights to the environment, no? To sustainable development. And it is in that regard that we should look into what is now happening with respect to how China has been harming the natural resources of the Philippines.
Not only of... and it will have lasting effects not only for the claimants but future generations.
Exactly.
Kasi patrimony of the country.
It's patrimony of the country. Kaya yun yung napakahalagang usapin nung kahalagahan nitong final nila. And in the meantime, it's very unfortunate because do you know that the Rome Statute, to which we have become a state party, is the most advanced international human rights treaty or the anti-crime treaty that actually addresses the question of impunity. And impunity is the condition that has allowed despotic leaders globally to get away with murder, figuratively and literally. And that is what is happening today.
And that is why, as governor of the Philippine Red Cross, one of the favorite advocacies is international humanitarian law.
Yes, international humanitarian
and it was such a sad day when the Philippines withdrew. We withdrew our being a signatory to the Rome Convention. Pero ang punto doon is signatory tayo pero yung mga countries na nag-violate, the big superpowers. And you're talking about China, you're talking about the US, you're talking about
the Ombudsman kay Xi Jinping. Unprecedented din yan. And I think it will put China and its leader to the bar of world opinion while it's being tried in ICC.
That is why even if we are such a small country, sabi nga nila, those who have less in life should have more in law. So, yan ang nangyari sa class action suit nyo. Where the law stepped in to protect your rights.
Sa Venezuela na nung nilagay sa world opinion yung mga steps being taken by Trump, they were held back. And I don't think that they will push through with their intention of sending troops to Venezuela.
And this is really where
those are gross violations of the International Convention, the 1951 Convention and the 1967 Protocol regarding the status of refugees. Kasi itong mga taong itong mga families na ito, I've done research on that. Umaalis sila kasi takot na takot sila, pinagpapapatay sila. Hindi lamang ng Estado kung hindi ng private armed groups. There is a culture of violence obtaining sa Venezuela at saka yung mga iba't ibang mga bansa doon. Ibang usapin pa yan.
In the introduction, I understand that you're now teaching migration, which really is a consequence of violent extremism, climate change, etc. No, but we have very few. you also mentioned, let us segue into...
Election.
Segue tayo sa because I'm very interested. You were the mother or father or grandmother of the party list law. And in fact, you were the representative of Akbayan for 3.
We were the first.
One full term yan.
Ang ganda nun.
Kagaguhan na itong party list law ngayon?
Yata rin yan. How is Akbayan?
Well, it has survived all throughout, di ba? Kasi consistent naman siya.
Except that there are party lists now that are not really marginalized.
Yes,
sabi nga nila, dynasties who are running, political dynasties who are running as candidates.
Yes, this was hijacked. The party list system, that was intended, in the Constitution, that was intended for the marginalized and underrepresented sections on the basis of the 2% proportionality, to expand the voice of the marginalized in Congress, was very noble as a provision of the Constitution. Now it is bastardized and it has been hijacked by the political dynasties who want to consolidate their power further from being governor, mayor, and then congressman, and then now the party list. Pinasok nila yan.
Additional income sa kanila.
Kasi ang nangyari dyan, dati ang party list is second-class citizen, no? In terms of remuneration tsaka benefits. Nung ginawang equal ang sweldo ng regular congressman at party list, ang dami na nagka-interest.
Dapat na nag-institutionalize talaga niyan para mabigyang daan yung representation ng marginalized. Is Akbayan. Under the leadership or representation of Chairman Eta Rosales. So, you can say something about it.
Could you speak about your party list?
Yeah. Do you know that we really fought hard, and there were 2 principles there. One is the 2%, no? The 2%, that you have to get 2% in order to get it. And then the second, of the
those who
votes
voted for the
party list. And then the second one is you have to ensure that your program is marginalized. And you have to have a program for the marginalized and underrepresented. And national policy programs. Kasi Akbayan is a national political party for the marginalized. Di ba? Yun yung dapat. Whether you're regional, sectoral, national, dapat para sa marginalized ka. Ito
ang babanggitin mo yan, dapat yung Akbayan ang tunay na party list for the marginalized.
For the marginalized at dapat kinukuha.
Mukhang fan club ka ng Akbayan ka, Jimmy.
Nililinaw ka na kasi marami sa ating mga kababayan na hindi nalalaman niya.
Kasi iba-iba na, marami ng bagong party list, no? So,
hinijack nga, kaya lungkot na lungkot ako kasi ang daya naman,
Ang
daya. Yung mga dynasties, ang daya ng dynasty.
Mag-perform nga ako ng party list na mga asawang nangangaliwa. Yon. Pero hindi na marginalized yun. That is already a big number, na significant number. On that note, I'd like to say maraming salamat ka, Jimmy. From the way you sounded, I think you will vote for Akbayan. If you vote at all.
Yeah.
And Eta, your few words?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving me this privilege to be able to talk to you and the people who are now listening. And I'd like to say, please, in the coming elections, let's vote for integrity, katapatan, katarungan, at karapatan. Let's vote Akbayan, if at all. Thank you very much.
Okay, and on that note, next Sabado po is Black Saturday or Holy Saturday. Wala po tayong broadcast. And so I'd like to remind everybody, Holy Week should remain holy. At ito po si Attorney Lorna Patao Kapunan saying, Christ rose from the dead. I hope we also as a people will rise from our own miseries. Maraming salamat po. Susunod na si Ma'am Celi Ortega Bueno at Raul S. Perez. Happy Easter!